this video, we will be servicing the lubrication system in this 2015 Dodge Journey. Through the driver's side door, we can locate the hood release latch. And after releasing the secondary safety latch, we can gain access to the engine bay. Taking a look inside the engine bay, we want to locate both the oil dipstick as well as the oil fill location. The oil dipstick can be identified by a yellow ring with a small indicator of an oil can on that yellow ring. And our oil fill location is identified by a cap labeled engine oil with a little picture of an oil can, and at the bottom it says SAE 5W20, which is the viscosity of oil that we need to use on this vehicle. Now, before beginning any work, I have installed rhino ramps under the front tires of the vehicle. I have installed wheel chocks behind the rear tires of the vehicle. And I have installed safety stands just in case the rhino ramps fail. Now, while we are looking underneath the vehicle, we want to locate the oil filter location as well as the oil plug location. The oil filter is very accessible, located directly up underneath the front of the vehicle. And this can be identified as being a cylindrical canister. And directly behind the oil filter location is our oil pan. On the back side of this, we have our oil plug. And if we take a little closer look, we can see that bolt, which is our oil plug. Now, as this vehicle has about 46,000 miles running conventional oil, we will be using Amsoil's engine and transmission flush to help clean out any sludge or deposits that have built up over the previous years this vehicle has been in service. Now, per the directions specified by the manufacturer, we will be adding the entire bottle of Amsoil engine and transmission flush to the engine fill location. We will then idle the vehicle for 10 to 15 minutes and immediately afterwards drain the oil and replace the filter, and then refill with new oil. And while my vehicle is idling for 10 to 15 minutes, I can put my oil pan in place and get all my other tools ready to go. After 10 to 15 minutes of idling, we'll turn the vehicle off and immediately drain the oil from the oil fill plug. The oil fill plug uses a 1/2 inch wrench. While the oil is draining from the oil fill plug, I'm going to reposition my drip pan underneath the oil filter and remove the oil filter as well. Now, we want to make sure this is done while the oil is hot, so all of the sludge and other contaminants can easily flow out from the engine. We're then going to let the engine drain all the way out. Now, from our old oil filter, we always want to check to make sure that the rubber ring came off with the old filter. If it is not on there, that means it is stuck up inside the engine. This one did come off with that old filter. Now, up inside the engine where the oil filter sat, we want to clean off the mating surface as well in preparation of installing our new filter. And with our new filter, we want to install a little bit of new oil on the rubber ring so that it will seal better in the engine. And then we can install that new filter up inside the engine. Now, this filter should be installed nice and snug. You should not need to use any type of tools to tighten it down. You should be able to do it with your hands. with a firm grasp. We can then reinstall our oil plug back in place. And that oil plug should be torqued to 30 foot-pounds. And we can clean off any residual oil from the bottom of the oil pan. With our oil plug installed and our new filter installed, we can now redirect our attention to the top of the engine. According to the specifications, this vehicle takes 4.5 quarts of 5W20 viscosity engine oil. We will be using Amsoil's 100% synthetic 5W20 motor oil in this vehicle. That engine oil is rated at 25,000 miles or 1 year. That will ensure maximum protection of this vehicle over the course of the next year. In total, we will be installing 4.5 quarts. And after installing 4.5 quarts, I can recap my engine oil fill location. I'm then going to start the vehicle and bring it off of the rhino ramps, making sure I remove the wheel chocks, the safety stands, take the emergency brake off, etc. This will allow the vehicle to run for about 30 seconds before I check the level of oil. After turning off the vehicle and letting it sit for a minute or so, I'm going to check the level of oil. I first want to clean off the dipstick as I withdraw it from the engine, reinstall it into the engine, and then withdraw it again and check my level. And after checking my level, I am sitting just underneath the safe level. So I'm going to go ahead and add that additional 1/2 quart and see if that gets me up to the level that I need. And at this point, I'm sitting right in the middle of that safe zone, and everything is looking really good.